Oh, I love it. Laura, your favourite choice of cocktail?
I'm a daiquiri girl as well, actually. And to be fair, I'm cider first, and then I'm a daiquiri.
Yeah, I've seen Woodsy on her. I've seen her. She loves a shot.
The talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Yep, here we go then. Andy, Clips of the Week. Do you want to kick it off?
Yes, we start with Cass on Weekend Breakfast talking Wolves.
I don't think I've ever seen a manager in the Premier League play three at the back better than him. A system with experience, Neves and Moutinho in midfield, and Don Denker.
I love Don Denker.
Donald Denker, give him his full name.
Big fan of all the Denker fans. Remember Desmond Denker? He was very good. And this is your commentator, Ian Danter.
And so again, the 6-yard box is packed. 6-yard box is packed, I should say.
6-yard box is the Reverend Spooner.
Beautiful that was.
It was, yeah.
Fisherman's Blues now, and host Nigel Botherway kicking off the show with his traditional poetic opener.
Oh, it's grand to be out in the old grey boat with a friend and a rod and a fly, and to feel the lift of the boat as we drift by the shoals where the brown trout lie.
Yeah, let's hope they're trout, eh? It was a bit worrying, isn't it? Make sure you check before you pick it up.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Go on.
Is it me?
Yeah,
it's cricket correspondent John Norman, ahead of the second test.
We should find out who comes into the starting 11 in the next half an hour or so. The ground staff doing their business on the outfield.
Dirty boys.
Or fertiliser.
Really, I mean, no one's going to be diving for a 4, are they? Goodness sake.
And staying with bodily functions, here's Sam Matterface.
Oxford United will get us started in white shirts and white shorts, attacking the goal away to our left. They have a navy and yellow slash.
Yeah, you want to get some antibiotics from that?
It's quite nasty.
Certainly go and see a doctor. Is it me? And there was an odd moment during Simon Jordan's appearance on talkSPORT this week.
Man City have cocked a snook at FIFA. They've cocked a snook to some extent, or beaten UEFA, and it might be that rightly so they have. But I just don't see.
He's that exalted, Simon, that he insists on a fanfare wherever he goes. Trumpeters line the route ahead of him.
It's marvellous. This is Ray Parlour on Breakfast discussing Hull City.
A lot of it's down to confidence. I remember going to Hull City, I think we just signed me, myself and Dean Windass.
That's classic Ray, isn't it? Yeah. 2 signing on fees.
Is that 3 players?
Signing on fees for Windass, me and myself. It's a shame it wasn't one of the IU brothers, wasn't it? Me, myself and IU might have worked. But sadly it didn't. Back to Fisherman's Blues, and Nigel had news of a little outing, didn't he?
My first time in a pub since lockdown. It seemed really strange. So strange, in fact. I had a J2O and then a mug of tea.
Might as well have stayed home. What's the point? Really? J2O and a mug of tea?
Terrible. And this is Paul Ross and his producer Sam Stevens off the back of a bit of music.
Another great drummer and multi-instrumentalist. I do love this song. Backstreet Love, Curves There. May play a bit of Police in the next hour of the programme.
Was he the bassist or the drummer?
He was a drummer.
Oh,
it was Andy... Was it Townsend? I can't remember the third member.
No.
I don't remember Andy Townsend being in the Police.
Yeah, but do you remember Andy Summers' Tactics Truck?
Yeah, well, Andy Summers' Tactics Truck was fantastic. I remember he used to break halfway through. Don't stand so close to me. He'd sit there. Let's have a listen to that little section again. So yes, great to hear a bit of curved air in the middle of the night there. So.
Marvellous.
I think Sting was the bassist. It doesn't matter. Let's not dwell on that. Back to Sam Matterface with news of a dramatic mid-game moment.
We better get to the game at the City Ground because there's a huge decision and a penalty for talkSPORT's Jeff Peters.
Wow.
I think he'd stick it away.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
He'd give him the eyes, Jeff, wouldn't he? I think it'd be Vardy-like, I think. He'd definitely put it away.
This is the Moose, talking Palace.
That form was completely dissipated recently. 5 without a win, and they can't score a goal really for all the sea in China.
Yes, all the sea in China.
That's famous old expression.
He was grasping for one. He's not a big fan of tea, the Moose, is he?
Obviously not.
And it's Jim White now with breaking news from the Champions League draw.
Atalanta will play Paris Saint-Germain.
Paris Saint-Germain. It was very Alan-like, wasn't it, really? It's the sort of thing that Alan would have said.
Brilliant.
And next, Andy.
And briefly returning to Fisherman's Blues, Nigel had big news.
Headline of the week. Pete Castle, congratulations Pete, set a lake record with a huge £56 common.
Needs to be snappier. I'd lose the congratulations to Pete because it doesn't really feel like headline material, does it? Really?
Headline, really.
And finally, it is the big man, Alan Brazil. He had a quick question for his breakfast show guest this morning, the ex-Arsenal skipper Tony Adams.
Tony, listen, we're going to come back later to your fantastic charity, and I want to talk about the Cup final, which is great, about the Heads Up Cup final. We'll come back to that. Just a bit of football now, Tony, if you don't mind. It's been a mixed restart from your old club. 5 wins, a draw, 3 losses. Mikel has improved the defence, but still seems a lot of mistakes. 1 or 2 people, Tony, were a bit surprised they bought David Luiz and now give him an extra year. Would you put that down to finances? I'm not saying David's not a good player, but he does make mistakes and doesn't seem to learn from them. Is that because of the lack of finances that maybe Mikel and Arsenal had to give him another year?
There was a lot of questions in there, Al.
There
really were.
It could take 40 seconds worth.
For Alan, that's nothing, is it?
Short,
the greatest one ever. His record, of course, was Peter Spencer, the then editor of the Manchester Evening News, which was up minute 35.
Over a minute, yeah.
Minute 35, and to which I'll paraphrase. Peter goes, "Flaming Alan, that was a long question, wasn't it?" But anyway, we'll dig that one out at Christmas, no doubt. So there we are. There's your clips of the week, and we should thank everybody who suggested clips that were played, and I'll just kick that up on my screen now and bring them to you. They were the Mayor of Winchester, that's a joy.
Oh, yes.
Ruthless Gordon, Neil McQueen, Bob from Arbroath, Alan Jenkins, Roger in Durham, Guy Pennington, Barb Dwyer, Maggie from the North, Ella Vader, Ella Vader. Oh, yeah. Dave C. and Bill Board.
I mean, it's a shame in a way that, you know, because I'm sure there's lots of gay footballers and, you know, they can't, in a way, do it together and feel that safety in numbers.
Yeah.